Hello and welcome to another episode of Femme to Chem Chats. I'm Kit, your host, with your weekly musings on life, the universe, but mostly on disability. This week I'm going to be talking about Facebook's algorithm, because people take Facebook super seriously and you shouldn't. Also, I have a cold, so yes. So I found out recently that yes, people take Facebook very seriously, and I don't know why. I understand this from teenagers when I work with them, because peer approval is extremely important when you're 16, but I'm a little confused as to why adults take this so seriously as to when people like or comment on their Facebook photos. Here's the thing. Not all of your friends on Facebook see your posts. And who sees what gets flipped around all the time. I've manually followed or unfollowed people only to have them disappear or reappear on my newsfeed a couple of months later, just because Facebook said so. Or more disturbingly, I once tried to block somebody. A childhood bully of mine had tried to friend me on Facebook, so I put her on a block list. And 5 years later, I mysteriously got a second friend request from this person, and I again had to block them. So Facebook changes this stuff around. So how does Facebook decide what you see? The actual algorithm itself is actually proprietary of Facebook, so the answer is nobody knows for sure. But basically, Facebook tries to decide what you see based on your likes, your interests, your relationships with people, and it tries to show you what it thinks, or what its best guess is, to what it thinks you want to see. So let's say you have two people on Facebook. They're friends in real life. In that scenario, we're going to say Alice and Juan. Juan is on Facebook all the time, all day, every day, on his phone. He's commenting, he's posting photos, he's liking, he's reading articles, everything. Facebook's got tons of information on Juan. Alice only uses Facebook to maybe talk to family members or check out new photos from her friends, things like that. She doesn't comment on a lot of things. There's just not as much information for Facebook to go on for Alice's newsfeed. So Alice and Juan are friends in real life. But Facebook might not necessarily know this, because while Alice shows up constantly on Juan's newsfeed because he's continually giving it information to have her show up, commenting on her Facebook status, liking, etc., Alice is not giving that information back because she doesn't use Facebook in the same way. She only uses Facebook to, as I said, connect with family members. So Facebook's only going to show her things like cute pictures of her new baby nephew, not Juan's new comment or whatever. This mismatch of how people use Facebook and how Facebook tries to make guesses for people happens constantly, and it's why it's not a good idea to put a ton of faith into judging friendships based on how frequently somebody is liking or commenting on your posts. This same setup applies for any groups or celebrities you're following on Facebook. The more you interact with something, the more it shows up. So the more you say share the George Takei stuff, the more George Takei will show up on your newsfeed. Now, don't worry, you are not actually left to the whims of our overlord Mark Zuckerberg. You can go in and manually change who you're following and not following. Just go to their profile page, and somewhere on there will be a little follow button, and you can check it and uncheck it. In groups, it might be under the joined thing. You can go in there and change that. So you can also go in and change your security settings, and I recommend that you go through these things once every 3 months, because Facebook likes to change things around on users without telling them first. The real answer is just don't put a lot of stock in who comments and who follows and who doesn't, because it just depends on how. Sometimes it doesn't even matter how much they follow you. Sometimes it's just where the winds of Facebook take you. I've purposely unfollowed people, and as I've said, they pop up not that long later. And honestly, at this point, Facebook just asks if I know random Jewish people in New Jersey because we have 10 friends in common. No, Facebook. Just because I'm Jewish does not in fact mean I know every Jewish person within 10 miles of me. So that was today's episode. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. You can like me on Facebook. If you want to see me more, you have to interact with my stuff. You can also follow on Twitter. You can also check out my Instagram, and in the comments, tell me about your Facebook misadventures. I'd love to hear them. So, yep, and I will see you later.